Terralisa in chat. Hey y'all, coming to you today this wonderful Wednesday, April 29th. Man, this month has flew by, but that's okay. We got a lot of things in store for you this month, the rest of this month, and throughout the rest of this year. Out of the Mud is doing things. I want to tell y'all today it's going to be a special show. I got Larry Lott, who is the co-founder of Lots of Love, and he is here today. Larry, what are you here today for?
Spread lots of love.
Spread lots of love. See what I'm talking about? That's what we trying to do. And he brought some wonderful young men with him today to represent what he's doing out here in the community. So, with that being said, let me ask these young men. It's something that they usually start out with every time they meet with Mr. Lott. What are or what is the 6 pillars of Lots of Love?
God first, no drugs, no tattoos. Work hard and always do your best. Set a good example for other children.
Amen.
Okay,
I'm going to have to write that down because that was awesome. I am here to tell you. Can y'all repeat that one more time for the people that just now joining us?
So y'all got to put a little bass in y'all voice and say it with confidence. Like those words mean everything to you.
Say it with your chest.
God first, no drugs, no tattoos. Work hard and always do your best. Set a good example for other children.
Okay.
All right.
They was in harmony and everything, y'all.
I hope y'all got all that. Get open it one more time. So, I have to say this. Them behind me with that bass in their voice like CharLisa had them do. CharLisa, won't you introduce yourself today while we got the young men on board with us?
Hello, I am CharLisa King Kyles. I am a mother. I am a veteran, combat veteran, and I am an author.
All right. Well, George, help us out with this. Share Larry's stuff for him. Sorry about that. Well, did we lose audio? With that being said, y'all heard what CharLisa does, and I want to let the young guys ask us some questions as well. Of course, you know who I am. I'm your girl, Terralisa McBride, a.k.a. Real Blessings Thrive. Just want to let you know that today is something special, so be nice. But jump on that chat line or give us a call, 248-820-5053. We're here today at Out of the Mud, paying homage to the men at the hour. Look, I got 2 of them on the set with me, y'all. I got Larry Lott, whoop, whoop. I got George F. Grundy II on the ones and twos for me. And we got James Mayfield, the greatest Mayfield. We know he out there making it happen, y'all. This is what we do. This is where we come from. We all getting it out of the mud. So today, my first question is going to be to the young men. First off, what's your name, young man? Daryl, what motivates you, Daryl?
To when I see people doing good, it motivate me to do good and to help others.
All right. George, you should have did a clap on that one. This young man, how old are you, son? 10. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Man. So, also, I have to the right of me, what's your name, young man? Kamarion. What motivates you?
Respecting my elders and helping me, respecting people.
All right, that's a good one. Just respect altogether. And standing behind me, we already dubbed him as Tarzan. So what's your name, young man? Nikevion, what motivates you?
Being a leader and teaching other people how to become one.
Oh my goodness.
No, Daryl's Tarzan.
Oh, Daryl's Tarzan. Yeah. Okay.
What was one of your favorite movies?
He said Tarzan, I do believe. Right? All right. So you hear what motivates these guys. You see this sign that's in front of us. I'm not sure if you see it really well, but it said Lots of Love.
Mentors for Success.
And y'all know who this gentleman is right here. This is Larry of Lessons with Larry. So not only is he coming to the podcast, bringing positive energy and motivation to a lot of you out there, he's also motivating the youth in our city. You got young men that you want to that you want them to grow into this city and grow up and be something of a pillar in this community. Go check out Larry Lott. Please do. We're going to get some information for him online here for you guys to check that out. Larry, what is it that you hope to get out of the youth in our community with Lots of Love?
Well, originally I found myself complaining to myself about the condition of the youth. When I started seeing like the demasculation, and when I started seeing the gender swapping and things of that nature. So, I was more or less like, instead of talking about it, why don't I be about it?
Amen.
Why don't I encourage what I like to see? So I grew up respecting my elders, and and I grew up during the era and time when you can get checked and corrected by your neighbors,
by the community.
It was a community, affair, and the community was all invested in the youth. And so I went back to my roots and said, I ain't gonna ask nobody to do it for me. I'm gonna do it myself, and I'm gonna create that which I want to see.
Amen. CharLisa, you got anything you want to ask these young men or Larry in regards to this community foundation that he's building right now?
So, what's a project that you guys have recently worked on?
With Larry or at school?
With Larry. Have y'all learned? What's the newest thing y'all learned? All right.
Have
well,
you learned anything?
How did the event with Sardius go? The boxer.
Good, man.
Okay. Well,
Great.
Sardius, let's shout out Sardius.
Sardius the Stone Simmons.
Yes,
thank you for participating with us, showing up with us, letting us know that you are a part of this city with us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my. So you've asked him one thing, but this is what I want to know. And I'm going to ask Nikivian. What have you learned that helps you stay disciplined with lots of love?
Respecting our elders, like saying yes sir and no sir, yes ma'am and no ma'am.
Do you feel that makes you a better person?
Yes ma'am.
All right, I appreciate that, and I'm sure that when Larry's teaching you guys this and going forth with the lessons that he's bringing forth to y'all, do you all understand this is things that he went through himself?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, man, powerful. So, what do you like most about Lots of Love?
I like when we respect others, something comes back to us, just like karma. So when you do something to people, karma is real. So you're gonna get something back. Just like when you be nice, karma is still gonna come back.
Amen. And he is absolutely correct. Karma. It will come back the way you give it out. Whatever you project out into the universe, it comes back to you. And being respectful is one of the ones. Give me some dap on that. That's good, homeboy. All right. So with Larry being the head of this organization and what he's doing, I'm not sure. What days of the week do you do this on, Larry? Wednesdays? Mm-hmm. So today is part of your event with them. And I appreciate him giving me the time to do this with you all. Yeah. So where do you do this at?
We generally meet at the Flint Public Library. And,
what time?
At 6:30. And I designed it like that because I realized how important it is to get our boys to read. I don't know if a lot of your viewers is aware of this or even concerned, but I'm gonna make I'm gonna bring it to light. They build prison cells based upon the boys' third grade reading scores.
Wow. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All of the Army stuff is in third grade reading level.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
You know what I'm saying? So that's how they determine how many prison cells they're gonna build based upon the boys' third grade reading scores.
Wow.
And so I try to teach them just how important reading is. And not just school, but reading, because reading can take your minds to places your physical body has never been.
Okay, I might need to get my son in the program.
I said I want my grandson to be a part of that
right now.
Yeah.
So Daryl, do you feel this program is helping you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do it make you feel a little better disciplined at home?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You like enjoying yourself going and being a part of this program?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recommend it to other people?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So if these young guys in here recommending this program, I'm recommending this program. I'm not even a part of it, but in a sense I am, because I'm a product of this city, and I too have been through adversity of things in life, and I want my grandchildren to be able to experience this.
Right.
So we want to do this, yeah. So is there anything y'all want to ask any of us about what we do?
How long have y'all been have had this podcast.
All right. Kamarion, right?
No, not Kivion.
Nikevion. Oh, I got to get it together. I got them mixed
Make
up.
sure you speak up so you can be heard.
Nikevion. Well, for me, I've been doing a podcast now for almost 2 years. August will be 2 years that I've been doing it. I was really nervous about when I first started doing it, but I'm really comfortable with it now because I too like the respect. I like to project things out into the universe to get it back. I like to talk to people and I love knowledge. And I think that when people come on this show, I learn something from them. And I think I'm learning something from you all today too.
I got a question for you. What days do y'all do this?
Well, I do this on Wednesdays, the same time you guys be doing your thing with Larry, but I also do another one on Sunday as well. All right. Yep. Okay. He asks and he shall get. So on Sundays, we have the kickoff with Sassy T. That's with me and Stephanie Winfrey at 6 p.m. Sometimes it's at 6:37, depending on what's going on. Then on Mondays, we got RJ from the third floor at 4 p.m. Check him out. He pretty funny, y'all. Then on Mondays, it's Lessons with Larry at 6:30. And his co-host is Stephanie Winfrey and Money Mike. Also, Juice the Truth. She's on that show as well. Yep. And then later on that night on Mondays, we have His and Hers, Mondays Matters, and that comes on at 9 p.m. Tuesdays, we take a break, but we're still working behind the scenes, especially Georgia F. Grundy. Whoop, whoop. That was a clap for you, George. And on Wednesdays, of course, you got the Red Alert, RBT Snaps and Chat show at 6 p.m. Then later on Wednesdays at 7 is usually Juice the Truth. And then on Thursdays, is Raw Conversations at 7 p.m. with your host, RJ Larry, and his co-host, Envy. And then on Thursdays, is Therapy Thursdays with TT Manchi. Check her out, y'all. You never know. And her host is Sola Nor and RJ Larry. This man is all over the board. I keep telling you, I keep seeing him all in other platforms. Okay. And then NGF, he makes a guest appearance on that. On Thursdays, Connected and Protected with Daru. That man comes with a powerful message. Daru Mitchell, let me get it corrected. And then on Thursdays, you got Thursdays with the Third, and those days are to be determined. And then on Sunday, Monday through Sunday, at any given time, you may be blessed with seeing James Mayfield, the greatest Mayfield, getting down on this platform. You never know what he's going to bring. So, with all these shows that we're having on this platform and all these things that we're doing to bring knowledge and respect to the community, CharLisa, what do you think so far listening to these young men and knowing what Larry does and seeing his show? What do you think this program that Larry has offers our children and our youth?
You know, it is very important for them to have that quiet space to focus. So picking the library is the great environment. I know they have computers, but I'm sure you guys are in one of the quiet rooms, one-on-one engagement.
Okay.
And, you know, I know it's a lot of us moms without dads home. So having a man read and instill to them that this is important, that speaks volumes.
It does. And I really appreciate that. I'm going to give Larry a clap on that one.
Thank you.
That's big ups and a snap. Snaps and chat. We got what we say. It says Willie Buford said, "Love this. Thank you, cuz." Tommy Boy says, "Wow, I just love it. I am so proud of you, young men." You know, I'm just now meeting these young men, and I'm very proud of them. They said a few things walking in and standing right here behind us that made a difference. That some of you young guys that's out there listening, or even you older guys, you need to take a little lesson from Larry. You know what I'm saying?
Very well mannered. I love it.
Yes, sir.
I had a question for the young man and Larry. So for the young man first, if you can answer, you know, I don't want to put you under pressure, but in your own words, how would you explain the impact and how this has changed your life and improved your life since meeting Mr. Lott and being in this program?
So before I had met Mr. Lott.
Come up a little
Say
bit.
it with your
We can
chest.
speak up a little bit.
Before I met my Mr. Lott, my uncle Larry.
That's what they call
I wasn't I wasn't saying yes ma'am or yes sir, but then when I came in here, we've been here for like 3 years now, and so
Wow.
I've just been saying yes ma'am since then.
It comes natural, don't it?
Yes ma'am.
All right. It's respectful too. I appreciate it.
this program actually helped me with math because we have this EK mathematics thing, and we do math and subtracting and like multiplication and stuff. So I got better at in math.
Hey, I just got an idea. Maybe Terralisa can do a writing event with the boys at the library.
Learning how to express yourself through words. And how about you, little man? What you got?
So something. Well, when I wasn't with my uncle Larry, I wasn't saying yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I wasn't behaving right. But when I got him, I was saying yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, behaving right, and he just helped me a lot.
All right. Larry, you
So
should be proud of that.
so with that, you saying that it's been a positive impact
Yes, sir.
just having Mr. Lott, Uncle Larry in your life.
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Lott, what motivated you to go after this age range and this demographic of young men?
Okay, so throughout my life and a lot of my life experiences, I found myself in the position of mentoring grown folks. You know, just out of love that I have for people and wanting to help, and using all my life experiences in a positive manner. You know, to be able to help someone else. So what I found was, I said, well, man, it's easier to prepare them as children than to repair them as adults. So if I can catch them on the front end, then by the time they get grown, they got it together. They don't need no help for as development.
So it's just pretty much a ounce of prevention versus a pound of cure.
Yeah, facts. You know, so for me,
Big
that's been
facts.
my motivation. Then when I see, like, if they didn't, what they didn't tell y'all, you know, I think pretty much they all straight A students. Now,
Whoa.
Okay. Whoa. So what incentives do you put in place for that?
well,
Lots of love.
Yeah.
Lots of
I
love.
use lots of love now, you know. And as they told, you know, they addressed me as Uncle Larry, because I didn't want it to be a Mr. Larry. I don't want you to feel disconnected. I don't want you to feel like somebody just came and grabbed you from whatever situation you in and brought you into their situation where they could parade you around as like a trophy. I want you to know that I love you and I'm connected to you. We're connected, you know. But I don't make my group big by choice because I'm not looking for um, numbers. I'm looking for results. And so all of them know they here because they want to be here. You know, and I explain, I let them know, that you can be here, because you want to be here. You don't have to be here. And I tell them all the time that, why don't waste Uncle Larry time because I could be doing a lot of other things.
Correct.
But I prefer to be with you guys and watching y'all develop and knowing that I played a part in y'all development.
Amen.
Okay. What are some of those comments up there?
Well, it says, "Congratulations, fellas," by Tommy Boy. And Willie Buford said,
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Tommy boy.
and Willie Buford said, "From the mouths of babes." That really means a lot to the community to hear that. When we hear youth speak like this, it makes me smile. My heart's over here palpitating. I'm smiling because Larry, I'm amazed already. We got another one that says, "Mr. Lott, we will get you ready." No, Mr. Lott will get. Wait a minute. What did it say? We will
Get you ready to get some more funding for this amazing program in the
yes, and some more young fellas.
Can I say to get some funding? Because I've never received any funding. I mean, it's because what I'm saying.
Come on, City of Flint, we can do better than that.
Be able.
We can do better than this.
So you're
City of
saying
Flint.
that you fund this directly out of your personal.
Yeah, my time, everything.
So it's not one of those things where you looking to leverage the youth as as tokens of opportunity for money.
They just said 3 years.
No, again, I'm consistent, and I want to see results.
And right now, I think you're getting some results.
Yeah. Facts.
How many young men do you have in your program?
6.
All right.
There's a couple that's not here, but
okay.
Yeah, 6.
All right.
Sure, you've done more with them in 3 years than I was able to do with my brothers in 13. And I took them in, but what I feel happened, what they would call that in the military is failure to adapt. like they never adapted to my situation or my rules. It was, you know, it couldn't be lots of love
Right.
all the time.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it hit different coming from a man. I think that a lot of men should take the position of the ownership. These are our future. You know what I'm
Amen.
saying? These are future. When we look at kids, we can complain and we can say this and we can say that.
But
But
why
if
not
you
do
hold up,
something?
but I'm saying, but if you ain't invested nothing in the future, you won't have no right to say nothing.
This young man said, "What you put out, you get back."
Karma.
You
Karma.
guys, they'll go out into the community putting more forth of an effort to seem like they're helping people than to just help the kids
Right.
The
right in the
foundation.
house
So
This is
next
our
to them.
foundation,
right. And
people.
even with the name, it wasn't just because that's Lott is my last name, but I use lots of love, and then the rest of the name is mentors for success.
Okay.
So I already realized that I don't have access to all their friends. But if I create them into mentors, they can mentor their
Make
friends and it'll have a
fishermen of
domino effect.
men. Yes.
So that's why, and these are future aspiring mentors right now.
All right.
And so, and then it helps them deal with peer pressure. You don't be a follower, you be a leader,
Right.
And readers are what?
Okay. Speaking of readers, young men, I'm gonna let y'all know something a little bit about me. I'm an author, a writer, and a poet. I stand up and do inspirational speaking to people. I write books, which I'm going to share. This book is called Letters to My Lord, Who Am I? I'm constantly writing about inspirational things to help the youth, my grandbabies, the community. This book here is called Recipes for Salvation, Satisfying Your Hunger for the Lord. See the back? I'm showing them the front and back. These books took a lot of time and effort and love. Lots of love. Yeah. This book is called Untitled Tales of a Sinner. Okay. Those two pictures were me on there. Mm-hmm. And then this book is Faith Through Poetry, God's Will. All of my books are dedicated to my church. Speaking of, do any of you guys attend church? And then this is my book here, Feelings of Life, with all its ups and downs. Do any of you attend church?
I do, man. Most of the time when I'm with my granny.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the time.
All right. So in going forward, I belong to St. Mark Missionary Baptist Church of Flint. On Saturday, this Saturday, May 2nd, we are having a mental health program. If any of you out there not doing much, come out, check us out. I'll be out there with some of my books on display. It's going to be from 11 to 1, I do believe, at St. Mark at the corner of McClellan and DuPont. So if you get a chance, come out. I'm giving a shout out to my outreach center because we're out here doing the same thing with the youth, making sure that they understand that we care, we love them, we want to uplift them because they are the foundation for us.
Yeah, they it's like we didn't have we still living our life. Don't get it wrong, it's not over.
No,
but a lot of us have more days behind us than we have in front of us.
Amen.
And then what type of mark are we actually leaving? What type of legacy? How long will they remember you? What will you be remembered for? What did you do to help somebody else? What did you do? What type of impact did you really have? Did your words and your actions and spending your most valuable asset, which is your time, is your time going to help somebody else along their journey in life?
You know what I mean? That's so good to say. You hit the nail on the head with that one, because that's the one thing a lot of people don't value is time. Everybody was talking about the green dollar.
Asset.
Thank you. I told a friend
that's the most valuable asset that we have, because one thing about it, that's just like even when you deal with the penal system, when you deal with incarceration and things of that nature. Y'all want to have a seat if y'all want to, okay. But they they could ask for anything. They can ask for anything. Generally, they take your possessions or whatever, but more importantly, they want your time because they know you can't start it over. And you cannot rewind time. Yeah.
Time does not go in reverse. No. It only goes forward. And it is, like Larry said, is what you do in that force to go forward what really matters. CharLisa was in the service. Yeah. And you got a lot you can say about that going forward. Yeah.
Time. Yes, time. You could play with my money before you could play with my time. But then if you play with both, we got a problem.
One you can get back, one you can't get back.
Exactly. Wow. Because man, I've spent so many years on other people's time that now I cherish my time. I cannot be doing nothing. If you say you on your way and you won't get there in a certain time, I'm gonna tell you not to come. Because I was expecting you to be there in a certain time.
Yep. Timing is everything. If any of you out there is on this timeline with us and y'all got a question for these nice young men, these little handsome little fellas, get on that line and give us a call, 248-820-5053, or get on that chat line. It looks like Charlisa Lott.
I got it.
Okay, yeah, read it because I got to squint with my glasses.
Charlisa Lott, beautiful young man. Seeing the journey and growth has been nothing but amazing. We are thankful for your time, effort, and encouraging support. Keep putting in all the work, my love. I love y'all.
Aww. That was so sweet. That was so sweet because a lot of times children don't even get that at home. They don't get that pouring back into them. And what you're doing, I know I'm doing, and I know you're doing it. I mean, these are things that we normally do. And now that this is becoming a regular thing for these young men to do, they're going to be able to take that to other people out in the world, take it to school, take it to church, take it to other places, and pour into people. And hopefully they can encourage other people to come and be a part of your program.
Yeah. And see, what I do, I want to enrich them with experiences. And I do. You know, we do a lot of stuff. We just ain't talked about it. But and I don't, like I said, I'm not one. I'm really a person of action. I'm not doing nothing for praise for myself or something like that.
I hear that.
You know, it's not about that with me for real. You know, that's why it take a lot even for me to talk about this. This is the first interview I've actually ever had.
Well, I appreciate you being on a Red Alert show doing this.
I appreciate you having us.
Not a problem.
And you know, I'm just comfortable with doing the work and not so much as talking about what I'm doing. You know,
the proof is in the pudding. That's what my daddy would say.
The proof is in the taste.
Whoa.
You know, yeah, that's what go with that.
Okay.
You know, so
yes, sir.
So Larry, I want to commend you on what you're doing. You know, about 2016, 17, I had a program called Man to Man, and actually Flint Beat did an article on it, so it's out there. So I understand the impact and the cost that's associated with bringing people together to get them to do positive things. And it was where I was getting all of the executives and leaders of churches and whoever did anything big was making over 100-some thousand and called themselves super smart to come and speak to the youth. And I was demanding them to come speak to the youth because, you know, you get all your resources from where you grew up. And then if you don't bring them back, then what is your purpose in life, period? Right. So I commend you on what you're doing for bringing back and saying, hey, the purpose in life is to give to you so you can grow and have more than what I did and do better than what we doing. Right. So we have a stairway going up instead of down. Right. And I commend you on that.
I do too. And he's doing this at the cost of lots of love from his heart.
Yeah, my family sacrificed, you know, my wife, you know, my daughter, you know, they sacrificed, but they got the same thing in their heart. You know what I mean? And it's a family effort, you know. So
that's so awesome. You know, that's very awesome.
Yes, we have to pour into the children because if no one does, who will?
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, them gentlemen right there, that's our future.
Yes, sir.
You know, even when we old and gray or whatever, before we leave here, you know, their actions will reflect on us.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Like they say, it always starts at home.
Yeah.
I think one of the first podcast shows I was on was Larry's show. Okay. And there was another lady and another guy, but I remember you and I talking about things that start at home, the discipline at home. You can't just send your kid off to school and expect a teacher to raise your child discipline. And what you're doing is building a foundation for these young men that no matter where they go, they can stand firm on the word that they're learning from you.
Yeah, that's a fact. I'm proud of y'all.
All right. I'm proud of them too today. And I only known these guys for about 20, 30 minutes. And I am really impressed. And I've been around grown men for 5 seconds or 5 hours, and they never receive the type of respect I just received from these young men. And that says a lot for you. It says a lot for them because they have to be dedicated and apply themselves to do it. They have to want to do it. And obviously they want to. That's what y'all want to be good like that, right? All right. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all got any more questions for us? Because I know y'all back there. Y'all still over there moving around. What you got to say, babe? Come on around. Get on this camera. Tell me something. Say something. What you want to ask us? Don't be shy.
How long have him been working here?
How long, Mr. George?
Mr. George.
Could you please repeat the question, sir?
How long have you been working here?
Well, I've been here since the beginning, so I'm one of the founders. Me and James Mayfield,
The greatest Mayfield.
we got together and made this a reality because we wanted to have a location and a place where people could come and have a voice to be able to speak what they need to speak without a extreme cost in their pocket. And so, with that said, it's been about 3 years since we've actually been doing Out of the Mud INC, which is a corporation. So that's another level of the game you're gonna have to learn is corporations and business structures and things of that nature. So when you get to the point where you even close to my age, you'll be running circles around anybody that come to you.
I got one more question.
Yes, sir.
What year did y'all first start this?
So 3 years ago. So what's this? It's
2023.
So yeah, 23, 24, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Yeah, he good with math. They all good with math.
They straight A's. Go right ahead.
I want to say, like, how do y'all feel about us coming here and talking to the
Speaking to the, we can't hear you.
He wanted to know how do we feel about them coming here. I feel absolutely wonderful. I knew this day was going to come when it was coming. I mean, we planned on it before, and I'm telling you, I'm very happy that y'all came because I want to hear what you have to say. I'm a firm believer that says the children have something to say. Use your voice every time you can. Use your voice and understand that you got power in what you do.
Yes, ma'am.
You have power. And wow, that was a good question. That was a good question.
Thank you.
What about you?
No, ma'am.
All
Okay.
right.
I got something to speak on.
Okay.
Larry said something about the demasculation of man in the home, and then the kids always not being able to be poured into. But don't we see all of this stuff kind of tie in together? The homes are separated, the mother's overworked, or whatever single main parent is overworked, don't got time, schedules don't line up, and it's hard. And I just commend you for taking time out and giving these boys something they may not have gotten at home.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
No,
No, go ahead, Larry, because I was going to ask you a question anyway. Go ahead.
Don't forget your question.
All right.
But I just believe we are responsible. If we being truthful with ourselves, I really don't even care. Well, I ain't gonna say. Well, I really don't. I don't really care for the accolades more so than me being responsible and doing what I'm supposed to do. This is something we all supposed to do. And then I think for the ladies, I think they really need to understand and quit devaluing the presence of a man in them children's life. Not just the boys, but the girls too. You need that balance. You need both.
You do.
You have to have it.
You have to have it.
And if one is missing, you can almost bet all your money that it's going to be some form of dysfunction there.
Amen.
And so, I just feel like, this is just something that I'm called to do, something that I have to do, and I enjoy doing it. And if I had to pay to do it, which I do, then that's what I do. I don't have no problem with it because, it's so rewarding, to be able to know that you're making a difference in someone's life. And to be able to know that years later on, even if they don't understand the sacrifices of TT Sharice and Uncle Larry right now, when they get older, it'll be like, man,
you answered my question already.
It ain't no long line of people in line to see about me, to help, to care enough about my development. Ain't no long line. You know what I mean? And you think about the kids, all the children that you know. It ain't no line of people going to pick them kids up and spending time with them. And, I ain't talking about taking them to the circus. I'm talking about dealing with their true development. You know, we take trips, we do stuff. We went to Rifle River with Tube. Remember we did that?
Yes, sir.
You know, we didn't did a lot of things. Been to Tigers games, been to Michigan State games, but the thing is, that's secondary. Your development is primary to me. You know what I'm saying? Once you brought me some good report cards, because I'm impressed by intelligence. You know what I'm saying? So show me that you at least uh, can learn, and I'm gonna teach you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why this is like an elite group, and they don't even know it. You know, I don't. A lot of people, we don't invest in our children for our time.
Amen.
And then when the children grow up and be this, just something you can't control, then you try to bring your child to somebody like me when you should have gave me your child before you ruined them. You know what I mean? You know, so to say. You know what I'm saying? You should have been making sure that this child take time to read. This child know how to read. How many people take their child and say, "Hey, read to me," just to see what they teach you at that schoolhouse? What is you getting from that? You go there every day, so least you can do is read to me.
Amen.
And if you had them read to you, you know, you may see that you are actually doing him a disservice, him or her. You know,
I'm thinking now I should have brought my grandson today.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I got a question for you. Like, how do you deal with structure and discipline? How do you manage that with these young men? Because sometimes people over discipline young men because they don't understand that our minds work differently. We're adventurous by nature, but we do love structure. So how do you deal with that?
Okay, so far as discipline, first of all, I don't play. I don't play with them. I don't play with my grandkids. I don't play with my own child. I don't play. You know, but I use a lot of love. You know, so when it comes to discipline, I talk to them because you already showed
Conversation
me
is
you can
key.
think. I teach them how to play chess. They know how to chess. They know the value. How much is a queen value that?
9.
Okay, what about a rook?
5.
What about a pawn?
1.
Okay, what about a bishop?
3.
What about a knight?
5. No,
A knight.
3.
Okay. See, I mean, so I'm teaching them, you know, I'm really preparing them for thinking, for critical thinking, because critical thinking to stop you from grabbing a gun because you done had a dispute with somebody.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying? So that'll solve that problem right there. To solve itself. You know what I mean? You know, so but I have my different ways of disciplining. And then if you ain't did nothing, I don't reward subpar behavior. So if you ain't did that, we ain't gotta go nowhere. We can sit right here. You know, we can sit right here for this time. We ain't going. We ain't got. We go out to restaurants. We go. You know, not McDonald's. We sit down in restaurants so you can learn the etiquette.
Yes.
You can learn proper etiquette. You know all this. You know, so it's a lot to go into it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, so I believe that my method really worked. So
well, it's obvious we're seeing the results
right.
with the young man you have here. Now, what about emotional maturity or just emotional spirit? Because you know, I think I was stating in one of the last shows that there's about 2 million people that sit down because they allow emotions to run rampant instead of critical thinking and the things that they needed, the logic. So how do you help to mature their emotions? Because they, you know, it's okay to cry, it's okay to have emotions and stuff, but not to just run off on them and picking up the wrong thing.
So generally when it comes to like emotions, I tell them, hey, we all got emotions. To me, tears is liquid emotions. You know what I mean? And so I tell them to deal with your emotions the best way you know how. You know, and if you have a situation, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Exactly.
You know, because there's nothing that you can be faced with on this planet that someone else haven't already conquered.
Amen. In the years that they've been here, they have to use their voice, kind of what I was just saying to him. I got to take this time real quick and give this man another grand man, Lessons with Larry. Lessons with Larry. That changes everything that I've been knowing about you podcasting. That changes a lot what I know about you as a mentor. Everything you just said, it just kind of resonates. Like I cannot wait to see the difference in my grandson when I get him in your program. Because I think it's going to help him with what he's
How
going
old is
through. He just turned 8.
Okay.
Just turned
I
8.
like them 7 to 8.
Yeah,
I
I
like them
remember
like
that.
that. Before. See, because you got to understand when these children pick up bad habits, or I ain't gonna call them just pick up habits that's not healthy. When they pick them
Unhealthy
up,
habits.
you gotta undo all that.
Mm-hmm.
So is that fair
Wow.
for someone to bring somebody to me and tell me to undo it when you didn't
It's
have to
not.
do it in the first place?
It's not.
You know,
I'm like you. Get at it
yeah, don't
right at the beginning.
yeah, you give it to me at the beginning, and that way I can have more control over it.
Wow. Man, shout out to Out of the Mud Inc.
It's just for sure.
Today, on this day, Out of the Mud, we're bringing it to you today. Giving, oh man, I gotta say, Larry Lott, George F. Grundy II, James Mayfield, the greatest Mayfield. Wow. Y'all, if y'all out there, and we can tell who watching, who not, who's looking or anything, but I'm telling you, when you go back to look at this, ask some questions. Call us 248-820-5053. Ask these young men some questions. Test their knowledge. See what Larry is out here teaching them. Because I'm telling you right now, you're going to want to bring your own child involved with this. These young men are going to be stand-up guys real soon, real soon. And I can't wait to see the outcome of them. So part of one of my questions I was going to ask you was, how do you feel right now with this moment while we're here with these young men? How do you feel their presence to you has been here on this show?
Oh, like I say, they being natural because they this way. If it wasn't no cameras around, they this way.
That's what I want to
Check
hear.
it out. Yeah.
That's what I'm
They
looking
ain't
for.
doing this for the cameras. They doing this in real life because this is what they do. I didn't had teachers. Well, I get a lot of feedback from the parents, and I get help from the parents. You know, these gentlemen are the way they are because their parents, their mom help, their grandmother help. If I say something, hey, I think that he should be on a punishment for a week. Take it all, take everything. Because if we can't correct him at this level, the people gonna correct him a little later.
And we got to do it
And
together.
we're gonna do it out of
as a
love. And the
community,
difference
as a
is
family.
they don't love you.
Mm-mm.
When they correcting you. So
Mm-mm. Yes, sir.
So I want it to be understood that when it comes to stuff like this, people have to recognize the leadership in which you bring, because somebody will watch this and try to monetize something and just put something together and then wreck people's lives because they don't understand that it's the leadership that creates the success. And then that, because that leadership is creating relationships, is creating the love path and all
It's
these
a
different
bond
things
too.
that are needed in order to show the success. So if anyone and those that are going to be interested, you got to make sure that you have it direct from source. If Larry Knott is not involved in a program that you're creating because you listen to this, it ain't gonna do what it's supposed to do. Right. Because you don't have the essence that he has and he's bringing to this whole thing, because it ain't come because money was involved. It came because there was an essence that he was looking for that he's creating.
Okay, and can I got to send a special shout out to somebody that didn't make it here, Mr. Brett Smalls. He he helped mentor with me. He's a former police officer, and he mentored. He take the time out. We do it together.
Brett Smalls.
So, Brett Smalls, yeah.
Give a shout out to him, y'all.
Shout out to Brett. Y'all want to shout out to Mr. Brett? Come on, stand up and do it the proper way. Let's say it like we mean it, because we do mean it.
Shout out to Mr. Brett.
All right.
Yeah, Brett. He's a class act, and even when it comes to like me, when someone is entrusting a child with me, you know what I mean? I'm very selective and careful about who I have around these children.
Yes.
So I don't, just because somebody say I got time, I want to volunteer. No, but you're not a good example. You walking around with you 38 years old, sagging. You know what I'm saying?
None of these boys came in sagging, just to let y'all know that.
Yeah, or you know what I'm saying? You're not setting the example. Being, kids learn by sight a lot, especially boys.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever,
Some man worried about, oh, that ain't my kid. I can't teach him nothing.
But that's why he in the condition that he is listen to his mental. You might not want him to teach him nothing. Them the ones you want to stay away from your child.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Now, I always said that our ceiling, meaning however high we can go in life, is supposed to be our children's floor. Ain't no way you supposed to have no child start life exactly where you started yours at. Somebody didn't fail.
Amen.
So you said something about some failure, something earlier today about that. Like in the service.
Failure to adapt.
Mhm.
They never failed to accomplish anything in life. They didn't adapt. They couldn't get in stride.
And so, like, this is my first time ever, voicing or even speaking on, what I'm talking about, George, because James, a lot of people try to get me to talk about this, but I'm so passionate about it to where it's difficult for me to even talk about, because this is what my passion is. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna make a difference. And you are. And you
are making a difference.
And if I had to do it by myself, I have zero problems with it. Because I'm not the one to come up with an idea and then wait on you to act on it. See, we got a lot of us suffer from that. We'll come up with an idea and run it past a couple people, and then when they don't buy into it, guess what? That idea fizzle out. But that ain't me. When I come up with something, I know I'm doing what's right, because in this world you have to do what's right. And when you do what's right, as the gentleman said about karma, it's coming back. And I want as much righteous things happening in my life as possible.
And their mindsets are amazing for them to be that young.
What y'all supposed to say?
Okay.
You sound like you fronting. Pretty good though.
But I got another question for these young men.
Okay, go ahead.
And this is just a little one.
Oh, yeah.
How y'all feel about being on this show today?
Nervous. I feel great, but at first I was a little nervous to be on TV for real.
For real?
Yes, ma'am. But after a little bit, I felt all right.
Okay, what about you?
At first I was nervous, but then I felt better, like us inspiring people to like join the group.
I was just going to say that, do y'all realize that what y'all doing right now is going to inspire? This is going to be a footage that is online, that is being shared, that people are going to see this, and hopefully, everyone, let your youth see this. Yeah. Set them down. Give them a chance to see that you can use your voice, you can express yourself, you can be anything you want to be. And this is for young women too.
Facts.
Although his mentorship is for the young men, because we need strong leader men in our lives. And Larry is starting right now with these group of men he has, 6 of them. And he said he's been doing it for 3 years? 3 years now. And I'm impressed. And I just want y'all to know this, that as you like, share, and subscribe to Out of the Mud, like, share, and subscribe to this platform and all the other platform shows, it's always a message coming to you from Out of the Mud. Out of the Mud is here for the community, for that we can give our messages to you, and we want to receive some from you. So don't be afraid. Give us a call. Come on. Talk to us. Talk to us. Yes, sir.
So I want to speak to y'all and let y'all know that everything that you observed in this setting that you're in right now, you can do and do greater. That from being a commentator, from being an engineer, from being able to gather, you all can do everything that y'all see. Ain't nothing out of your grasp. You just have to get the knowledge. So you get the information and then you apply it. And just like Mr. Lott was saying, you don't wait on other people for your ideas if you have a good plan. If you got a good plan, you start. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with what?
First step.
So I just want y'all to know there is no limit. Like that. That's the other part of being in here, is to let you know this is possible and it ain't impossible and you can do it. And then you can do it without being ignorant.
Exactly.
You know how a lot of people out here on the internet and they just doing all the crazy stuff to embarrass everybody in their family.
Get clicks and views.
Just to get clicks and like.
You don't have to do that.
You do not.
And things like this media juggernaut, this stuff when it comes to entertainment and media, it's limitless. There is no financial ceiling to this. It's all in how you understand and learn business and the structure. That's it.
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah, thank you.
And CharLisa, I put on an event last Sunday, and this lady, it was based around her and her new book that's coming out, As a Woman Thinketh. However, there was so many powerful points in that that you can share with us? Just a couple of them. I know you didn't bring it in
Right.
with you, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Just share a couple powerful points so these young men can hear that sometimes you got to take a moment to yourself and get your thought down on paper.
Yes. So in my book, As a Woman Thinketh, the idea came from As a Man
James
Thinketh,
Allen.
wrote by James Allen over 100 years ago.
See?
And in my book, I basically talk about you become your thoughts. You know, if you choose to nurture bad seeds, bad things will happen.
Mm-hmm.
If you choose to nurture good things will happen.
Mm-hmm.
There is always a sweet balance. I mean, even not so sweet. You know, sometimes it's going to be good, sometimes it's going to be bad. It's always going to be life. But you make the choice
You make the
to
choice.
be good or bad. You know that little voice on your shoulder. And I just want to give a word to everybody to keep going. Kids mean everything. They deserve a chance, and protect them.
That's right. What y'all think about that?
Nice work done.
Nice work done. All right.
Very inspiring. Yeah.
Yes, and it is, and it's for
That's,
the way she's projected and what she said is for everybody. Even though what the title is just a title,
that's a,
but it's for
even
everybody.
the book that she said inspired her. That's a great book.
Mhm.
This is that's great.
I never read it, but I
it's a
heard
must
a lot
read.
about it.
It's a must read.
Okay.
It's not a big book neither.
I'm still looking into the 48
Laws of power.
48 laws of power.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to manifest a little bit of
And
that.
see, a lot of the 48 laws of power we do, but we just don't title. You do it; it's natural instincts. Yeah, you know.
Mhm.
So they just put categorized it and put a title, like you know. So
Man,
they
well,
natural instincts.
I really believe in you, Larry. And like I said, you've inspired me today.
Thank
Your young men have inspired me to make my grandson be a part of this. I'm going to have him to watch this because I want him to see it.
Yeah.
A couple months back, I had my granddaughter on here.
Okay.
She's an entrepreneur. She makes oils and she does beads and things like that. And she had a very good interview with me. I was very impressed. She's the only one on this show that brought me to tears because I'm watching my grandchild speak as a grown adult talking to me online, on air. Right. And I was impressed because she goes to the Boys and Girls Club. She's, of course, respectful because she's my granddaughter, and her mother's the same way. But the thing is, that's one of the other questions I was going to ask you. It fills my heart when I can look at a child and see the growth in them. How do you feel watching these young men for 3 years grow into what they are now?
It's a beautiful thing, you know. That's what really keeps me going. It's so inspiring for me, and they inspire me. Because I was once their age, you know, and I said I wanted to give them something that I didn't have. I didn't have a man consistently in my life, you know. And so I said, and I told them, I said, when they joined the group, I said, hey, out of the 6 of you guys, some of y'all ain't gonna get it. You know, I would love to see all y'all get it, but some of y'all ain't gonna get it. And but one thing, whatever your life story is, one thing you can never say is you didn't have a chance.
That's what I try and tell my brothers. Like, y'all may not be happy, but I provided y'all with a life y'all wouldn't have never had if I hadn't done what I done.
Yeah.
But at the end, I had to choose me.
Yeah.
Every day you wake up,
I mean, you know, once
able to go against the odds.
As we invest in, you know, when you invest in life, you're gonna make some good investments. You're gonna make some bad investments.
True that.
But you know, you have to just keep investing. You know, because I'm gonna tell you something. The ones that you may think in your mind, this is my favorite, he gonna win. Oftentimes, it be the one that you counted out.
They got more to prove.
No, the one that you count, because see, I was one of the ones that got counted out. But when you when you be the ones when you among the group to get counted out, it puts you in a position to show people that they really can't count.
Ooh. Y'all catch that?
So
Y'all catch that?
yes,
Or did it go over y'all head?
I
Did you
caught
catch
it.
No, I'm talking to the viewers. Did you
Y'all
catch
caught
that or
that?
did it go over your head? Because that was deep.
That's true.
That was deep.
You know.
We talked last time on the show about like the special programs in the military. They don't always want the PT studs that can just fly through all the workouts, and they want people that's gonna have grit.
Yeah.
And
show determination,
what
show the ability to...
I had to teach myself grit. I taught when I joined the swim team, not knowing how to swim.
Wouldn't be me.
The only black girl on the team,
Right.
our team, they team in the building.
Right.
I was just happy to finish.
Right. That's right.
And sometimes it's about finishing.
Yeah.
Yes, it
You
is.
ain't got to be the first one.
Yeah.
But
Just never give up.
If
Yeah.
you finish, baby.
Never give up.
Facts.
Today we've been spreading love with lots of love, mentorship.
Mentors for success.
Mentors for success. I got to remember that. We got another one. Brett.
Oh, Brett, where you at?
Wait, what did I say? No, best viewers. I'm sorry.
Huh?
No.
Oh, okay.
Caught that good word.
Oh,
caught that good. I knew somebody was out there catching them good words.
Yeah.
I'm very pleased with the way the show has turned out today, with the young men asking us questions.
Yeah.
They came in a little nervous. Hopefully now they're a little more comfortable. George dropped some knowledge about that anything's possible.
Thanks.
CharLisa let them know that the thought process of what they do, what they believe they can achieve.
That's right.
And I'm here to say this. Great job, guys. Great job. I am proud of you all. I appreciate you all. And I know this is a little fascinating. And again, Out of the Mud. If you don't know anything about Out of the Mud, you ought to figure it out today. Right. These youth is going to be getting it out of the mud. Yeah. They're part of our system. They're a part of our community. They're a part of us. They're the foundation that's going to help us build and build and build. Yes, sir.
I want to build on something Larry said. Said your children shouldn't be starting where you started.
Ooh,
so we getting it out of the mud, and we building the foundation in order for them to start at a different space.
Right.
So Out of the Mud, we gonna be the first and last of our kind.
Amen.
Because we are setting a mark, so nobody can have an excuse saying that they didn't have an opportunity or a chance, and to be able to build a foundation. So
yeah. Now that I appreciate, and I'm appreciative of being a part of this. So again, shout out to James Mayfield, the greatest Mayfield, for allowing this to happen. Shout out to Larry Lott for also allowing this to happen, because not only is he doing a mentorship and he got lessons with Larry, he's on the Red Alert show today dropping knowledge. And then we want to also say to George F. Grundy II, thank you for always being unseen on the scene. You get it? Yeah. Did that go over your head? No, just kidding. But anyway, the show, it's hard to come to an end on the show, especially when I have so many things I want to say. I love to talk, y'all. We can sit down and talk all day. I need a little water right now.
I'm about to challenge them to a push-up contest.
Ooh, behind the scenes. Yeah, but before we leave, I got to write down the 6 pillars of lots of love. Gentlemen, stand up one more time and tell me what the 6 pillars are. And take it a little slow, because my hand don't move so fast.
What's the first one?
God first.
Amen. Keep going.
No drugs.
Okay.
No tattoos.
Okay.
Work hard.
Okay. What else?
Always do your best.
Go ahead.
And setting good examples for other children.
Set good example for other children. All right. I know I write a little sloppy, but I had to get it down there. That was wonderful. Larry, you taught them that?
Yeah.
That's part of your program?
That's part of our pillars.
The pillars of your program?
Building on. Yep.
All right. That's a good thing coming from a great man. I'm telling you right now. So as we're going to say, I don't like coming to an end. I'm going to say it again, but thank you all for participating. Thank you, young men, for being a part of the show today. Thank you, Larry, for bringing them here.
Thank you for having us.
Oh,
we
man.
appreciate you.
I want my
for
heart
real.
to slow down a little bit because I'm a little excited for you all. Thank you,
for having us.
thank you,
For real.
CharLisa, for helping out and bringing your knowledge as well. Thank you, George,
Thank you.
for always being available when we need you to do this. I appreciate it, and thank you, Out of the Mud.
Yep.
Red alert,
Thank
red
you.
All the
alert.
viewers, thank you.
Always
RBT.
be respectful.
Okay, then
Over
here
and
you
out.
go.
Over and oh, wait a minute. Yeah, what you want to tell the people something before we
You say
go?
what?
Always be respectful.
Now, what you got to say? You got anything you
We want to say to the people before we get off air?
Well, if you got a dream, stick to it.
Ooh, can you get to the mic? Say that one more time.
If you got a dream, stick to it.
Do that. And what about you, young man?
Follow your dreams.
Follow your dreams. Yes.
And have a plan. What?
Have a plan B and a plan C.
Okay.
Never a plan D. I believe in that. I believe in that. All right, y'all. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. And we appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thank you for this. Thank you.